Hello guys, and welcome to week 9. So this is going to be a very busy week this week. You have a lot of things to read. You have 3 different assignments to complete. One of those will be turning in your final draft for paper 2, where you've corrected it based on my feedback from yesterday. And the other 2 will be where you practice arguments with your other students in the class, and you will also outline your paper for paper 3. There's a lot going on, but this is the kind of thing that you have to do if you're in a 14-week course, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first of all, you have a short amount of reading here talking about how arguing and persuading people works in the Easy Rider. So basically this is just telling you about some basic concepts of argument. It's going to explain it better than most of the other readings that you're going to see here today. So make sure to go ahead and read those. It's just 15 pages, and in the Easy Rider, that's not a huge amount of reading. Next part here, this is a brief PowerPoint that covers different ways of arguing, and it includes a argumentative essay graphic organizer, which if we open up, okay, it shows you the different parts of an argument that you need to have so that you can use this to organize your own paper. This is what you'll use to turn in the small group activity for this week, I believe. So every argument needs a claim and evidence, so what you're arguing, the evidence that you're using to support that, and then every argument also needs to address the arguments of other people and talk about why they're wrong. So what's some counter arguments that people would use against you, and why are those arguments not as correct as your own? So with this PowerPoint, go through it and it will give you just a brief rundown on what arguments are for and how they work, what a claim is, what evidence is, all of that sort of stuff. Alright, next part here. These are some readings that have some readings and also like videos and stuff that you can use to see people making arguments in the real world. Some of these are poems. This one's a Twitter argument that somebody had. Some of these down here are more essay related, so this one's arguing to get rid of the SATs and ACTs. This one is arguing for hunting as a way of preserving the environment and stuff. So, yeah, look over those. Those are some examples you can use to see how your own paper should look. This is a database called Opposing Views. Let's see if it opens. It's going to ask me to sign in. Yeah, it'll ask you to sign in, but this is a... Hold on a second. 2 hours later. Okay. This is a website that comes through the library called Opposing Viewpoints. It's a Gale website, so it has access to all of the different information that Gale has, and it shows like both sides of a lot of different issues. So you can kind of see like the right and the left side of stuff like immigration and for-profit prisons and other stuff around here that you might find as possible topics. It's mostly sticking to topics that are pretty mainstream. So some of you guys might not actually find your own specific topic in here. Like they have mental health disorders as a topic, but they're probably not going to have, you know, like specifically issues with the homeless is one of the things in here. So we'll see though. If you can find stuff like that, then go ahead and find stuff to support your paper from this. Otherwise, you can just use this as a resource for maybe finding some basic things to talk about with your topic. Okay. So next, alright, these are all talking about plagiarism and how to avoid it. Plagiarism is a very serious issue, and all of these are showing you how to make sure that everything's in your own words, and how to make sure that you're not accidentally restating things that your authors said without giving them credit and stuff like that. Basically, what you need to do is make sure that you're always giving credit to the authors that you're using whenever you're using any resources, and hopefully people will forgive you for any incidental plagiarism that happens. But yeah, watch these videos and read over this. Yeah, read over this article from the New York Times as well. Okay. So, you have, like I said, you have 3 assignments this week. You also have another library session. So the first one here, this is your first assignment that you'll have. This is a full group discussion, so it will have everyone in the class talking and commenting on each other's papers, or on each other's ideas here. And so all you're doing for this one, this is pretty much a fun assignment. The idea is for you to find a lighthearted topic to argue about, and find one that you're passionate about, though, and then give some reasons to support why you believe that, or why that is, you're right about that. So if you think someone else should have won The Voice or the Great British Bake Off, then you can talk about that. If you think that the new Ant-Man movie is the best movie ever made, you can argue about that. But make it something light and fun. So, an example here, if I was going to do this, maybe I would say Batman is the best superhero because he has the most interesting villains, and because he doesn't have any magical powers, and that makes him more relatable. You could definitely argue against that and come up with different reasons why that's wrong. And he's not a very good superhero in a lot of other ways. But that's the idea. So by Wednesday, you should come up with your points and your claim that you're making and what you're using as evidence for that. You don't have to find sources or anything, but come up with some points that you would use to support that. And then finally, by Saturday, you'll need to go in and respond to at least 2 of your peers. If you want to respond to more, you can. And either agree with them and add some additional evidence to use, or you can argue with them and find some valid counter-arguments to go against them. So that's your first assignment. Your next assignment, this will be your small group assignment, and for this one you're going to pre-write your paper a little bit. These say Tuesday and Friday. They should say Wednesday and Saturday, so I'll change those once this is over. But basically, discuss how effectively discuss how to effectively present an argument. Compose an effective claim. So by Wednesday, not Tuesday, compose an argumentative essay graphic organizer for your assignment 3 topic. The graphic organizers, like we said, those were on that PowerPoint. So I think it was this one here, the 3rd one down. If you go back to that, you can find those graphic organizers. So take one of those and fill it out. And share your graphic organizer with your small group. Do that by Wednesday at midnight. By Friday at midnight, respond to each of your peers by critiquing their argument presented in their graphic organizer. Praise, question, wish, remember. So does the argument contain a clear, well-written claim? Is the argument supported by evidence? You should definitely come up with some evidence to support your topics in this one. Come up with some articles you might use. Is the evidence supporting the argument a reliable source? Is it clear how the author intends to use this evidence to support their argument? Is there a compelling counter-argument that anticipates and refutes the arguments others might make against the original claim? And is the presentation of the argument convincing to you? Why or why not? So yeah, fill out the graphic organizer. Oh, okay, it's down here too. Yeah, fill this whole thing out. Make sure you have a strong claim. Make sure you have lots of pieces of evidence in here. Make sure you have counter-arguments that are really counter-arguments people would use. Don't come up with like a straw man argument. Come up with a really good one that people might say that is difficult to argue against. And then come up with some reasons why that's wrong. And when you're going through these, just critique all of those. And if you see anything that doesn't make sense, make sure to point it out. So that's your other small group assignment. Your last big assignment, this is finishing up paper 2, and you'll need to turn that in by Saturday at midnight. And again, with this one, you're going to have to fill out a reflection as well. It's the same thing as the last one as far as I can tell. How do you feel your final writing product about your final writing product, and why? What challenges did you face when writing your personal narrative? Yeah, so it should say your cause and effect paper. What did you learn from this assignment? For example, you might discuss what you learned about academic writing, the writing process, writing a narrative, social justice, APA style, and then summarize the work you have done with your small group, what was helpful, what was challenging, etc. So make sure to fill out another, just like 1 page is fine for the for that assignment. All right, last thing that you should do this weekend. This one is all right, whatever. This one is optional, but there is a lib chat session that you can go to, and if you go to this, it will help improve your paper quite a lot. This is one that you'll set up through Blackboard. You can go to it live online, or you can just watch the video after it's done. But the library is going to have a session where they'll go over all of this different stuff here. What is fake news, alternative facts, how to verify accuracy, all of that sort of stuff. So they'll cover all of this in a 50-minute session. You can either go when it's live, or you can watch the video later. Either way is fine. Alright guys, so you have a lot to do this week. Get on top of it as soon as you can, and don't let it overwhelm you. I'm gonna go make some slight edits to all of these, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the various chats that you're in this week.